Hey boys and girls, it's Mrs. Walker. For our lesson today, we're going to continue working with subtraction and we're going to focus on different strategies that we can use, especially when we have zeros to subtract with. So our learning goal for today says, I can subtract from multiples of 100 and from numbers with 0 in the tens place. So the materials that you need are a dry erase board and a place value chart. If you don't have a place value chart, you could just draw one on your dry erase board when we get to those parts. So make sure you grab those materials. All right, so we're going to choose a strategy. We have 300 minus 195. What strategies could we use to solve this problem, friends? Oh, we could use the vertical form, right? We've learned that. Oh, mentally, we could do some math in our head. And then maybe a math drawing to help us. So those are some strategies that we could use to solve these problems. So what do you notice about the whole and what do we need to do? So when we set this problem up vertically and we use our place value chart here to help us, what do you notice about this 300? We'd have to unbundle, right, to be able to solve this problem and to rename those. So what we can do is we can first start by building 300, right? Okay, now that we've built that, we can say, oh, you know what? I'm going to take this 100 right here, and I'm going to rename it as 9 tens and 10 ones. Now, the reason why I do that is because then I won't have to unbundle anymore in this whole problem. And notice how 9 tens and 10 ones make 100. So we can count it. We know 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. 9 tens is 90. And then let's add 10 ones to that. So 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. So we unbundled that 100 into 9 tens and 10 ones. Let's model that on our vertical form. So now we're left with 2 hundreds. We have 9 tens and 10 ones. Now we can subtract. We're going to start in the ones place and we're going to subtract 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're left with 5 ones. Let's move on over to the tens place next. We have 9 tens and we're going to take away 9 tens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops, so we're left with 0. Then we move to our hundreds place. We have 2 hundreds left and we're going to subtract 1 and we're left with 1. So 300 minus 195 is 105. Now, you also could have solved this if you chose. You could maybe solve this mentally, right? If you think that 195 is super close to 200, you could do that, right? You could add 5 to not 195 to get to 200. And then the difference between 300 and 200 is only 100. So combine that 100 with the 5 and you get 105. That's another way that you could choose to do that. Let's take a look at another one. So we have 500 minus 213. Okay, so here I set these up for you. We're going to model 500. We're going to decompose this 100, but I want you guys to actually take it from here. So pause the video, decompose that 100 into some tens and some ones, and then solve this whole problem, and then click play when you're ready for the next step. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. All right, friends, so we're at the point where we've drawn 500, we're ready to decompose 100, and we know that we can take that 100 and trade it in and unbundle it for 9 tens and 10 ones. This way I won't have to do any more unbundling the whole time. So let's model that on our place value, our vertical form. So now we're left with 4 hundreds, 9 tens, and 10 ones. Now we can move to our ones place, we can subtract 3. So 1, 2, 3. We're left with 7 ones. Then we move to our tens place. We have 9 tens, and we're going to take away 1 10, and we're left with 8 tens. We move to our hundreds place. We have 4 hundreds. We're going to take away 2 of them, and we're left with 2 hundreds. So 500 minus 213 equals 287. Did you guys get that? All right, rock on. Good job, friends. All right, so we checked it. Well done. All right, so prove your answer by adding the parts to see if they equal the whole. So remember how we did this in the previous lesson. You're going to use your addition to check your subtraction. So your two parts are what, friends? What are the two parts that we have up here in this problem? Yeah, 213, that's one of them. What's the other part? 287. Those are our two parts. So if we add those together, we should get 500 if we have done our subtraction correct. So go ahead and pause the video, solve the addition problem, and then click play when you're ready to go over it together. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. All right, so I'm going to add these two together. Start in the ones place. 7 plus 3 is 10. 8 plus 1 plus 1 in the tens place is another 10. And then we have the hundreds place. 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. So 500 does equal 500 from our original problem. So check, we did it. Good job, friends. All right, let's take a look at another one. So now we have 603 minus 487. Okay, so here's your place value chart and your vertical form. You're going to pause the video. You're going to solve this problem and then click play when you're ready to go over it together. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. All right, so I'm going to model this first with 603 because that's the whole. And when we're subtracting, we only model the whole on our place value chart. Then we're going to take away the part of 487. So I start in my ones place. Oh, man, I don't have enough ones. So I would normally go and unbundle from my tens place, but I have 0 tens. So that means I have to go all the way to my hundreds place to unbundle this 100 into 10 tens. Then I can model that on my place value chart, or I'm sorry, my vertical form. So I'm left with 5 hundreds and 10 tens. Now I can go to my tens place and I can unbundle this 10 for 10 ones. Model that here, left with 9 tens, and now I have 13 ones. Definitely enough to subtract 7. So let's model that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'm left with 6 ones. I can move over to my tens place next. I have 9 tens, and I can take away 8 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm left with 1 10. Move on over to my hundreds. I have 5 hundreds, and I'm subtracting 4 hundreds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm left with 100. So 603 minus 487 equals 116. Did you guys get that? All right, awesome. Make sure to check your addition, or I'm sorry, check your subtraction with addition. So you would add those two parts, 487 plus 116. If you get 603, then you subtracted correctly. If for some reason you add those numbers together and you don't get 603, then that means you need to go back and double check your subtraction that you did. Okay? All right, so good job with that one, friends. All right, sweet. You guys did a wonderful job subtracting from multiples of 100 and from numbers with 0 in the tens place. Please head back on over to the module to see what you need to complete for your independent practice. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye, friends.